Hey, what is going on, my fellow reefers? Time to do a quick little update here on the tank. Had some, well, we'll go through the, you can obviously tell, still got algae everywhere. That's gonna happen. It's not getting any better. As you can tell from the last video I posted from my pumps when I cleaned them to what they look like now. The fish are all doing excellent. Coral beauties, he likes to hide. Gold nugget maroon clowns, I got a pair of them. Red tail wrasse. Of course, a flame and a coral are the only fish I have. Toadstool still doing good. Hammer's still doing good, and that's it. You see the Fruit Loops I had right there are obviously gone. Those there, I think the Blenny, I have a Blenny in here too, but he's hard to find. I think the Blenny has been eating the algae off the top of this, because that's why it's whiter. But those are going to die. Those were cat-eye zoas. Those there are on their way out. These here have all officially disappeared. My Sunny D's, they're gone. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, yeah, they cost money and it sucks. And also, as you can tell, I've got some serious cyano going on now. Boy, it's been a fun one to say the least. So, I did have a heater fell on me for the first time. I'm glad I had a backup heater, but the temp kept dropping. I wouldn't raise it. I was like, what is going on? And I do have the Apex, the old one. But it wasn't raising. It was like at, I don't know, 76. And I could never get it to raise, and I checked the heater. And it was had the green light on saying that it was, I'll show you what kind of heater I got. That's what it is. It's one of those Aqueon Pro 200s or whatever the hell they are. This is the new one that I had for a backup. And it was just had the green light on there. It would never go red. So I turned it all the way up. Waited about 15 minutes and it never came on. So I took it out. And plugged it in. Put the new one in, of course. And plugged the old one in when it was out of the tank. And messed with the blue knob, and it came on for a split second, and then I got to noticing my hand was getting real hot and water was coming out of it, and I looked and it was cracked. So apparently that's what happened to it, is it cracked down here at the base. So that happened. And then yesterday I was cleaning the glass on the tank and I noticed this. Check this out. Let me get in here so you can see. You see that? Look at that. See that right here? That's all fucking cracked. Like this brace here is coming apart. I guess you could say. I don't know. Doesn't look good. I was like, oh shit, man, that's no good. So I'm gonna have to upgrade hopefully sooner than I was wanting to because of that now. I mean, the algae is just everywhere in here, man. That sucks. I went a year and a half with zero problems. I let someone watch my tank. They overfed, and then I never could control it, and this is what happened. And another thing, like I said, I was cleaning the glass yesterday, and somehow I got back up in here, and I knocked this hose completely out and was just pouring about 10 gallons of water all over the fucking floor. My hands were wet, so I couldn't get on my phone to turn off the Apex, to turn the return pump off. So eventually I was like, oh, well, I'll just unplug it. And then I don't have these labels, so I was like, well, shit, which one is the return pump? And I remembered it was the first one, so I just yanked it out. Filled the tank back up with water, cleaned up my mess. So it has not been a good couple of weeks for me on this tank. But everything is running. Oh, and I also came home from work one day and the skimmer was just fucking overflowing like crazy for no reason. I was like, what the hell? I came in here to feed the fish and I heard it making some kind of weird noise. I was like, well, I've never heard that noise before. So I turned on the sump light, opened these doors, and the skimmer was overflowing. There was fucking water down here and all over on this. And I don't know what caused it to overflow. I still to this day do not know. I never touched it. And as you can see now, I haven't touched it. I just emptied it, put it back in, and it's been running like this. So, I don't know. That was about 4 days ago. I don't know why it overflowed just out of the blue, but I came home and, I mean, the lid was bubbling up. I mean, I didn't even clean it, as you can tell. So it's been a very eventful couple of days. Couple of weeks, I should say, on the tank. I do have the stuff to kill the cyano, but I don't like having my skimmer overflow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that cup to get pretty close to full, and I'm going to empty it, then dump that stuff in there and get rid of the cyano. Like I said, I'm more than likely going to be shutting the tank down anyways to upgrade to a bigger tank, so it's really not a big deal. The only thing I plan on moving over is hopefully that guy, hopefully the hammer still survives, and all my fish. Everything else I'm just throwing away. Except for equipment. I'm going to probably keep most of the equipment and sell some of it. I'm going to try to salvage some of those. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal because I can always buy more. It's just more money out of my pocket that I don't want to have to do. Thought about reusing these rocks, just scrubbing them off real good, but I'm not even going to mess with it, man. Oh, there's something else. I came home, or no, it was one night. Went outside to smoke, came back in. Lights were out on the tank. I thought I seen something move on the rocks. So I was like, well, let me get a flashlight. So I got a flashlight and looked, and there was, I'm not kidding, probably 100,000 bristleworms all over these fucking rocks. I mean, everywhere. I could not believe it. Every fucking where. I should have took some pictures, some video of it, but I didn't. There's an emerald crab in there hiding. But I mean, these rocks were all covered with bristleworms. Every square inch. Everywhere. So that's another reason I'm not going to use these rocks. Some people say, well, most people say bristleworms are bad. There's a few people out there that say, you know, they're not that big of a deal. They help clean up detritus and whatnot. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm just going to get rid of all this shit when it comes time to do that. Just start fresh, I guess. So anyways, I appreciate you watching. Leave a like if you did. You can always subscribe if you want. Remember, guys, happiness is a reef tank, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.